This time we're in not one, but two locations. A country comprised mainly of two islands. To meet two teams who are champions, past.
The match is all over. New Zealand have won the gold medal.
And present.
They have won gold, the New Zealand women's hockey team.
We've come to New Zealand and the home of the Black Sticks. For this episode of FIH Inside the D, we're in New Zealand. First off in Auckland, the country's largest city, as the men and women tackle their latest round of Pro League matches. Coming up, tasting success.
And then a nice whiff. You don't have to get too deep into the glass.
Switching sides.
I think we'll both be second guessing what I'm thinking, what they're thinking.
Double bluffs everywhere.
Yeah.
And fresh starts.
It's a brand new facility. I think come game day, there's going to be thousands of people in here.
But we start with a young local girl whose rapid rise since taking up the sport just 5 years ago has seen her fast-tracked to the national team. Olivia, you've had an incredible 12 months. Tell us a little bit about it all.
We won Fed Cup last year, which was really cool for Iona, so it's the first time that's ever happened. Then won under 18, so that was back to back as well, and then went to NHL and came second at NHL, and then obviously got the Black Sticks trial, and from there everything's just kind of gone up and up and up.
Did you expect the progression to be so fast?
No, definitely not. I only started playing hockey when I was 12 years old, so I've only been playing hockey for about 5 or 6 years. Hasn't been too long. I was originally a rugby girl, so I got too small for rugby, so then ended up changing to hockey.
And you're known for your toughness, your physicality in and around the D. Do you think that's down to your rugby?
Yeah, down to rugby, and obviously having that farming background as well. So with
chasing sheep?
Yeah, chasing sheep, being in the yards and stuff, so that's probably helped as well, just being that tough type of farm girl, I guess you could say.
So go on, take us back to your international, your first cap, your debut.
I was like, oh my gosh, is this real? Like, what is happening? And then, yeah, the day came round really quick. I've never had nerves before like that. It was really cool to get out there and having the girls as well who were really supportive, which was really cool.
How have you found it settling into the senior team?
Yeah, they've all been really good and like really nice and so welcoming, so it's made it so much easier, and that makes me play way better as well. So they boost my confidence up and they just say, yeah, just go out there and play your game.
So you're an up-and-coming star, you're the one to watch, but what are your ambitions over the next few years?
Obviously want to become one of the best hockey players in the world, but yeah, we'll just see how things go and how things plan out and stuff, and then just go from there.
From a rising star to a social media pro.
Scott Tupper, Defender, Canada. That one is at Lion's Head in Cape Town. We had a training camp there for about 3 weeks in 2016 in January. We did the nice hike up Lion's Head, and obviously some pretty cool shots and great views and vistas, and obviously a pretty apparent sunburn for a fair-haired ginger in Cape Town. So there's a coaching academy run by Rob Short, who was a long-time Canadian player. He runs an academy that I work for now, and we take teams down to tournaments in California and Florida. So that's just a little group shot with me and the girls after we're done the tournament, and yeah, I bet to head home back from the sunny skies there to the cold last winter in Canada. Myself, teammate Mark Pearson, and good friend and former teammate Connor Meekin. We're at the top of a place called Mount Wirt, which is just north of Whistler in BC. We spent 9 hours hiking that day. At the end of the day, we had a pretty spectacular view of the entire mountain ranges around Whistler and kind of that southern coast of BC. Obviously, for a Canadian team, when we qualified for World League Final, that was pretty special for us. We're not typically a team that gets to the tournaments like World League Final or Champions Trophy or something like that. And being captain there, to be kind of amongst some of the legends of the game in a little photo shoot like that was pretty cool. Just in North Amsterdam there, I think, was a photo shoot for a stick sponsor and clothing sponsor, so they brought a bunch of the athletes in for the day. So that's me just kind of doing my best sort of blue steel, gazing off into the distance, and yeah, trying to get some good clicks for the camera.
Now, after travelling all this way to the Southwest Pacific, what better way to unwind than by sampling some of the country's finest offerings in the company of a player with some expert knowledge. So, Rich, we're down at the vineyard. You must be a little bit of an expert. It's in your blood, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a Joyce family winery called Toy Toy Wine. Been around for about over a decade, let's say. So I know a few things. We've got vineyards all over, and we try to produce the best quality wines from the best regions in New Zealand.
So go on then, we've got plenty of grapes here. What are we looking for?
This lot of vines is Pinot Gris grapes. Nice red, pinkish, grey hue. The funny thing is that usually you think white grapes, white wine, but that's actually not the case.
Well, after the harvest becomes the wine. Shall we head off back to yours and hopefully try some?
How about it? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Most of the time you are training or you're playing with the national team. How are you finding the Pro League?
Yeah, so it's actually great. It's really good for, I'd say, the Southern Hemisphere team, especially due to our location. It's tough to get quality competition.
It's nice, isn't it, to have teams come visit, and then I guess you guys are going to travel all the way over to Europe, Argentina and places like that?
It's very exciting. So this first 6 months of the year, I just can't wait. I think it will be probably one of the best experiences we'll have as hockey players.
What are we going to start with?
So we'll start with the Sauv Blanc. So it's a three-pronged attack when you're tasting wine. First thing you need to do is have a look at it.
A bit of a tinge of yellow, but quite a fresh yellow.
So the next thing is smell. Give it a good swirl. So this allows the aroma molecules to really disperse from the wine. And then a nice whiff. You don't have to get too deep into the glass. And the next thing, the best thing. So what we do is swirl it around the mouth, really get a feel for it.
Little sip.
Yeah. Just to start, I guess.
Swig it down. Oh yeah.
Fresh, eh?
Very fresh. With the wine being in the family, you must get a few free bottles. Are your teammates or coaches ever asking for any freebies?
We've got a few guys in the team who are partial to a nice red. Okay. So yeah, we've definitely dabbled a bit. Haven't done a wine tasting yet with the team, but I think that's definitely on the cards.
So in terms of world ranking, you guys are 8th in the world. Do you think you're performing to that standard or higher?
The great thing about world hockey is it's just so competitive. There's so many countries on their day that can actually win. And I think that's where our aspirations lie going into Tokyo 2020. And yeah, we're really hoping to make some progression and get that gold.
Well, we're on to the final bottle. Where are Mum and Dad? Let's bring out the parents. Come on, guys. He seems to know his stuff about all the wine.
Yeah, well, we've taught him well, haven't we? Yes, he's we're very proud of him.
Do you see yourself, Rich, ever branching out into the family business?
Yeah, I'd love to. Obviously, hockey's my focus at the moment, and goalies can last for a while. So I might be going deep into my 40s.
A little birdie told me that you've taken up hockey, haven't you, in the last few years?
I certainly have, because of Richard. He told me that there was a team, and he said they were so desperate that they'd choose me. And I just went to the Masters Tournament World Cup in Barcelona, and we got silver.
On that note, we should toast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you very much for having us.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
What a wonderful way to prepare for the visit of the Belgians. But now it's time to see how the action all played out here in Auckland. First up, the women. Both teams looking for their first Pro League win.
Here comes Nayland trying to feed it top of the circle. The shot will come in. It's got off the post. Neil again sweeping, looking for a touch. De Hurger, a good save to her right-hand side. And into the circle, and save from O'Hanlon. For Sarvel, looking to put a full stop on the game for Belgium. Takes a tumble. Well, the penalty stroke has been awarded. She saves, and we're stuck at 0-0. And now it's Belgium with a chance. It's played in, and Jill Bone gets the touch. And Belgium, they've got their first victory in the FIH Pro League. It's going to come all the way through. Jeunesse, can he spin? It's gone off the player, and a penalty stroke given. Oh, and there is the goal. Hugo Ingles. Again, across the face of the goal. It's going to go in this time. Deflected past George Ennison. Semi-cleared, and what a finish that is. And Pleneveau gets his second goal of the FIH Pro League. Into the circle it goes. Oh, it's gone in. Well, what a strike that is. Sarakaya, that is stupendous. Turn from Pleneveau again. It's going to be a goal, and it is. Ball squared. Denea, what a pass and what a finish by Cedric Charlier. That was a beautifully crafted goal by the world champions. Woods just shifting to his right. Goes again this time, and he fires it home, and New Zealand have pulled one back. It's going to be stolen by Jeunesse. Jeunesse has got it. Jeunesse has scored! What a finish by Stephen Jeunesse. The New Zealand Black Sticks are back in the match. De Sluva comes down, Dixon comes out, then retreats. De Sluva looks to spin him. Dixon hits the turf again. It is 4 out of 4 for Belgium. A few shouts of go Dylan from the locals. What he scored keeps New Zealand alive. Oh, I think it might be backstick. Well, that finishes the shootout. The score is 4-4 at full time and 4-2 in the shootout to Belgium.
I think we lost 1 point today. When we are 4-2 up, we have to be able to keep the game for us. But that's a good lesson.
Crowds come out in force both days here, so we're really excited to get down to Christchurch and hear the noise down there as well.
So disappointment for the Black Sticks, but can they make up for it when we join them after the break down in Christchurch? This week, FIH Inside the D comes from the stunning setting of New Zealand. We've come from the north to the South Island and arrived in Christchurch. It's a city that's transformed in recent years. Hit by an earthquake 8 years ago, its rebuild has included some state-of-the-art facilities, including the venue for the Black Sticks' next round of Pro League matches against Great Britain. And our guide here is one of the city's favourite sons. So George, we've stolen you from work. What is it you do up there?
So I work as an environmental consultant up there. We basically build cities and communities from underground infrastructure to the road we're driving on today. So it keeps me busy when I'm not between the sticks.
So you're born and bred round here. Is this where your love of hockey began?
It is, yeah. So the family's always into sport, but yeah, the grandfather coached the All Blacks in the 70s. He'd be surprised to probably see me playing hockey. Hockey kind of just naturally happened, and I think when your older siblings are playing a sport and you spend a lot of time around it, that's where you end up.
George, tell us about the earthquake.
The big one came in February 2011, and for the first 2 to 3 weeks, the New Zealand Army had this whole area locked down. There was 186 lives lost within mainly the CBD through collapsed buildings.
So were you around here when it actually happened, the earthquake? What are your memories of it?
Yeah, so it sounded like a jumbo jet was landing through the bedroom at about 4 a.m. and kind of hadn't felt an earthquake before, so not quite sure what was happening. And a lot of our city and people's lives were kind of upturned. On our right, we've got what was termed the Cardboard Cathedral, so a rebuild of one of the cathedrals that was put out of action during the earthquakes, and its interior is built of cardboard. And to my left here, we have a series of white chairs out the window here, which represents the different cultures and people that were lost in that building and lost their lives on that day. We're just coming up now to where Canterbury's home of hockey used to be, the Porritt Park. Which was significantly damaged, and it'll be quite hard to recognise, and this is the first time I've been here in probably eight years, and it's just a whole big area of trees and grass. Yeah, so this was like a sealed road with curb. Car park was in here, and then out in front of us we had our two playing surfaces, so but this tree line here formed the back of turf 2, and this one had the grass banks are still around it, you can see. So the supporters could sit up on the grass bank and look down onto the turf, and then between the two grass domes was the big stand. So it's changed heaps.
So where are we off to now? Where are we?
So we're just coming into the new hockey centre in Napunawai now, where we'll be playing GB later this week, and it forms part of a new sports complex for Christchurch in a post-quake environment.
So it's pretty incredible, isn't it? But there seems to be quite a lot of work still to do.
Yeah, I think you know, it's a brand new facility. It's set up for temporary events, so in the coming days I think we're going to see stand built either side of the dugout, and come game day there's going to be thousands of people in here, so it's going to be fantastic.
So you've got your next match on this turf against GB. What are your thoughts? How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, we're looking really excited to have another crack at GB after the World Cup, and you know, we probably didn't play to our potential in that game, but it'd be nice to have them on our home soil and kind of our way, and hopefully they're looking forward to playing in these hot temperatures that we've got here today, and we'll catch them on the out, yeah.
From an established pro to a new skill to master.
Hi, my name is Lane. In this stick, it's called the knee gate. Bring the ball up, catch it in your knee, and flick it up with your other foot. Just like this.
Next up, a new chapter in the career of a coach who used to coach the women's side. Now finding fate means they're the first opposition in his new role. So Mark, first few days as a GB coach, the new GB coach. How's it all feeling?
Yeah, it's good. I'm really enjoying it. I met the girls on Saturday for the first time, and they're a really good group, welcomed me, and have looked after me so far, so it's been really exciting, and you know, there's some exciting players there. It's quite a young group. That's a really good thing. I get to see obviously the next group of kids coming through, and there's some really good talent there.
How did you manage to actually get this role in the first place? Did you apply for it?
Yeah, I did. I had a bit of a chat with Ed Barney, the high performance manager, and it was probably time for a change. You know, I'd been here for 10 years, and the girls, I felt, needed something different. And I probably also needed something different to give me a challenge. And I've never coached in Europe, so I've never played in Europe as well. So to now get to go to the Euros as well is quite exciting.
So, I mean, New Zealand, the women's team, you kept them in the top 6. With GB, what do you see as the new challenge?
Well, yeah, I think that's the daunting thing is, obviously, as you know, the Olympic gold medalists, they've won medals at the last 2 Olympics, so obviously there's expectation for them to do it again, and I'm not hiding behind that fact either. You know, we want to do that. Talking to the girls, they want to win another medal at the Olympic Games. We know it's not an easy task, but I think that's the exciting bit, is probably where we are at the moment. We're probably not quite there, but we've got to qualify. That's got to be the #1 priority, and then hopefully from there we'll just get better as it keeps going.
So we've got New Zealand coming up.
Yes.
What a way to make your Great Britain debut as a coach.
Oh, look, it'll be emotional, I think, for me and the players. You know, I have some good relationships in that group, and you know, in the end, I'm about winning, and you know, we want to win, and we want to get off our Pro League off to a good start. And obviously, New Zealand, they'll be pretty desperate. They've had, you know, 2 close games, and it'll be a tough game, particularly at home. You know, but you know, good contest and a good opportunity for these guys to kick-start.
Does it make it easier, or is it tougher because you know the team so well and all the players?
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think we'll both be second-guessing what I'm thinking, what they're thinking.
Double bluffs everywhere.
Yeah. One of the girls said that they'll probably react to my voice on the sideline, so I might have to call a couple of them to move somewhere, open up a hole so we can score.
So let's see how the GB team got on under their new head coach after the men's teams clash first.
Sam Ward, again at the first batcher, they sweeps this time, it's gone in. A variation, it's Luke Taylor, slips it to Roper, and Roper fires it home. Can they get a third? Just a shift, it comes out to Dixon, gets his first goal as captain of Great Britain. Wide into the circle, that's a great deflection. Joyce was well placed, but Sam Ward gets his second from the rebound. Edge of the circle, lays it back to Ward, 3D skills over the top, and it is another goal. Shifts slightly to the left. It comes out of Woods this time. And he sweeps it home. Kenny Russell, just a flick of the wrist. In it goes, deflected towards goal. And it is a goal. Gets it to Roper. Roper dinks the ball in. It's going to break, and here's a great chance, and it's a goal. And Ward gets his hat-trick. Final score here, New Zealand 2, Great Britain 6. Nice applause from fans in Christchurch as the Black Sticks make their way out. They'll be hoping for a Black Sticks win. And that's good work from Kelsey Smith inside the D. It's gone in! Well, what a touch it was from Olivia Merry. They go to Ansley, she sweeps towards goal. It's saved initially, it's dribbling towards goal. Well, the penalty stroke has been awarded, and it's fired home. A really good execution by Giselle Ansley. Comes out, Gunson sweeps it, Gunson scores, and New Zealand have snatched the lead back again. What a finish by Merry! Well, you cannot give her that much space inside the deep. Gunson's moved around, it comes to Merry. Merry drills it low, it's gone in, and Olivia Merry has a hat-trick. Shannon pulling away into the circle, it goes, deflected up, it's gone in! And a touch there, and it is another goal for New Zealand. New Zealand have their first win in the FIH Pro League for women. The final score, New Zealand 5, Great Britain 1.
I guess we sort of haven't really put the goals away in the first 2 games, so I was real focused coming into this game. And yeah, it's pretty pleasing to come away with the win.
A bit disappointed. I think we just weren't up to the pace today, and credit to them, they put their chances away today, and you know, hopefully we'll learn from that one and get better from here on in.
Another cracking round of games among 24 Pro League matches played this month. Here's Andy with a pick of the highlights.
A mixed February for the Hockey Roos saw a defeat, a draw and 3 wins, including victories over the Dutch, GB and this 4-3 triumph against China, Savannah Fitzpatrick scoring what proved to be the vital goal. The Netherlands recovered from their defeat to Australia by putting 5 past the USA. Matla Frederic on target here for 2 of them. The Dutch also beat Argentina, who had earlier battled the weather as well as Germany, before picking up a bonus point in the shootout. The men's match was later abandoned as a draw. As for the men's event, the standout match came early in the month as Bjorn Kellerman completed an incredible comeback for the Dutch. They recovered from 5-2 down against Australia to earn a 5-all draw before taking the shootout. 3-0 up away in Spain, the Dutch then got a taste of their own medicine. Mark Serahima with an equaliser in the final minute. The home side then winning the bonus point. And Argentina's men put the weather woes against Germany behind them to secure a memorable first victory. Lucas Villa with 2 late goals in a dramatic 4-3 win over the Netherlands. So this is how the women's table looks heading into March. The Dutch are top based on available points won so far. Whilst Belgium's 2 points in New Zealand and win against Australia sees them lead the men's table, taking 9 points from their opening 4 matches. This week we're dedicating our news and social roundup to the 2018 FIH Star Awards. For the men, it was a clean sweep for the world champions Belgium. Arthur van Doren named Player of the Year for a 2nd successive season, alongside compatriot Vincent Van Asch, retaining the Goalkeeper of the Year title. It was also 2 in a row for coach Shane McLeod, who'd shared the accolade a year earlier, whilst 21-year-old defender Arthur de Sluva was awarded the sport's Rising Star. For the women, it was a double Dutch celebration. Eva de Gerda won Player of the Year in a team who enjoyed World Cup and Champions Trophy success. Masterminded by Alison Annan, again named Coach of the Year. Despite taking a break from the sport, GB's Maddie Hinch was named top goalkeeper for the 3rd year in a row. Whilst Argentine midfield dynamo Lucina von der Heide won the Rising Star. You can catch up on this and all the latest by going to the FIH websites and various media portals.
So a loss and the win for the host here as our New Zealand adventure comes to an end. Join us next time when we'll be in Asia to see how China fare in the Pro League against the world champions.